myself, John, and Sarah Colour, the VC, heading for Tadpole Island off of your starboard beam. I have been diving in cold waters ever since I learned to dive. I started diving in Scotland. I dive year-round in Scotland, so the temperature gets pretty low there. So it seemed to be a natural progression to end up diving in Antarctica, where the water really does get as cold as it can get in the sea. Well, compared to what we see on shore and up above the waters, the underwater world in Antarctica is amazingly diverse. There's a huge amount of life covering virtually every section of the seafloor. Here we have a sea squirt blowing water in my face, contracting its body muscles because it thinks I'm trying to attack it. And much of the seafloor life is this sort of filter feeders. Enormous sponges. Some of these sponges are thought to be some of the oldest living organisms on Earth, and they filter vast quantities of water through their bodies each day, 10 to 20,000 times their own volume. Another prominent feature are the starfish. They can get to enormous sizes as well, and they're quite aggressive predators, although they don't appear it in the first case. And we also get very large creatures. This is a brittle star. We also get Lepidiaster starfish, again looking very, very unusual, like something out of Space Age with these 37 arms. But when we do get certain areas when we have massive beds of kelp and large limpets living on the kelp. And other giants, marine isopods, Glyptonotus antarcticus, very dramatic name and sometimes some dramatic behaviour. When I was showing a comparison, he went for me! But these are very active predators and scavengers. Get up to 8 inches long, and but they're actually related to the woodlice you might find in your house. At Port Lacroix we saw whale bones on the shore, but they were also underwater. And these bones were absolutely massive. I was quite taken aback by just how large they were. But in a way it was kind of distressing to see the remains of these once magnificent animals. And of course, as you get shallower, you find areas that are very heavily impacted by ice, with enormous boulders shoved out of the way, big trenches carved through the seabed, and rock just pounded into dust. And as you come up towards the surface, we get other filter feeders, pelagic life, living in the water column, like these sea gooseberries, which use attaching tentacles to capture their prey before pulling it into their bodies. And then right at the very surface we have our pack ice and our bergy bits and so on, which provide home and shelter and feeding grounds for Antarctic krill. Antarctic krill is a very, very important species in this part of the world. It sustains a huge variety of life, from seabirds to seals to even gigantic whales. So it's all inextricably linked in together.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable.